Hi guys, welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video, we will be going over the current state of Bitcoin and we will also be discussing the current state of Ethereum, in which right now we can see that both of them are right now forming a pretty impulsive move towards the downside. Well, there was some news that drove this move towards the downside right now that came out about 30 minutes ago. As you can see over here, Mazars is pausing all work for crypto clients, including proof of reserves reports. So that means that the market is taking a dump of that news. It also means that it could offer maybe some nice short opportunities, because we can see that we got a liquidity grab of the range high over here, in which we started dumping pretty harsh afterwards. Also, the stock market is dumping pretty hard, which is even more bearish for Bitcoin. As you can maybe hear, I'm a little bit having a cold, but I'm feeling fine. But maybe you can hear something about my voice that sounds a little bit different. But let's move over to Bitcoin, which is more important, of course. So we can see we are looking at a pretty impulsive move towards the downside. There is no high time frame break of structure yet, but this move is definitely an impulsive move. So right now, my bias is flipping bearish. Okay, so I'm looking to short somewhere, because we did get this very nice liquidity grab and we still have these relative equal lows, in which we only got a very small sweep of this low over here. So I'm looking for potential shorts right now. So my bias is flip bearish and we are looking at potential shorts. Okay, so what are we looking for potentially? Well, if we zoom in a little bit on the lower time frames for Bitcoin, we can see that we have our buy side liquidity over here. So that is definitely an area that I still would love to see swept before we continue our way towards the downside. Why? Because a lot of people that are FOMOing into short positions right now near support are putting their stop loss above this high. I would love to see those people get wrecked before we continue moving towards the downside. Okay. On top of that, above that high, we still have an unfilled imbalance, as you can see. So this is a small fair value gap that is not filled yet. So that is definitely some nice confluence for that area of interest to look for potential shorts there. Okay, there are some more confluences coming on the daily time frame. If we zoom in, we can also see that we have this daily level of resistance, in which we went above it and right now confirmed deviation above it and are coming back down. And we have reclaimed it, have seen a bearish reclaim of that level. Obviously, this daily level got invalid as soon as we broke through it, but we can also see that this is not only a daily level of resistance. If we zoom out further, we can also see that the June low is at the exact same level. Okay, what does that mean? If we take out the buy side liquidity, we would tap into that daily level, into that June low, into that hour 4 imbalance. So this would definitely offer a nice area for a potential short. Okay, guys? So that is what I'm currently looking at for Bitcoin, to see some kind of a relief bounce towards the upside. Hopefully even take out this high over here into that imbalance, into that pivotal level, and to look for potential short positions there. Because we can also see that this is also the area where we got our first drop-off point towards the downside. So that should be the area, the first area to be interested for potential short positions. Okay, so that is what I'm currently looking at for Bitcoin. As long as we don't get a high time frame break of structure, I'm not 100% convinced with taking a potential short position. But for now, this definitely looks like a potential impulsive move towards the downside, in which you could maybe get a 5-wave structure towards the downside. And that is definitely something that I want to anticipate right now. Okay, let's go over to Ethereum, because Ethereum is looking much worse. I'm very sorry. We can see that Ethereum did get a very high time frame break of structure over here. As we can see, we can also see that it did sweep that high over there as well. So we also on Ethereum, we did get that liquidity grab over here. So Ethereum, in my opinion, is definitely looking a little bit more bearish compared to Bitcoin. Okay, so we did get that high time frame break of structure over here. So for Ethereum, we have enough confluences to look for a potential short position towards the downside. But what could be a potential area of interest to look for potential shorts? Well, if we take the Fibonacci retracement tool from swing high to our current low, obviously this can still change if we confirm some new lows. For example, in this area over here, then the Fibonacci retracement will change, obviously. So we have that Fibonacci retracement tool. We can switch on some interesting levels. And I also want to go on the daily time frame real quick and check. Over there, we can also see that we have a daily level of resistance. Over here, I definitely want to mark that out. We can also see that we have an unfilled imbalance that will be created over here on the daily time frame. And on the 12-hourly time frame, we can also see that on the 4-hourly time frame, we will have a more detailed view of that we did get this range forming over here. We had a nice deviation above that range, reclaimed back in the range, and went down. So right now we can maybe see if we can get a bearish retest of this previous range high that was formed over here into our level of resistance, as you can see. Okay, so we have the previous area of resistance. It was definitely a big area of resistance. If we take the rectangle, as you can see, every single time Ethereum was finding very, very big resistance over here. So if we get some kind of a retracement towards the upside, some kind of a bearish pullback, we would once again also be sweeping this buy side liquidity over here, as you can see. Okay, so that is definitely some nice confluence as well. So also for Ethereum, I'm looking at the same kind of setup as for Bitcoin. If we get a sweep of that buy side liquidity over here, I'm looking for a potential short position towards the downside. Okay, if we get it. Right now we can see it's a pretty impulsive move towards the downside. So even if we get some kind of a slower pullback towards the upside, I might short from lower levels. Okay, guys. So this is definitely what I'm currently looking at for Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is looking pretty bearish. It is news driven because yes, the stock market was dumping hard, but Bitcoin was holding on pretty well compared to the stock market. But this news drove Bitcoin towards the downside and Ethereum went towards the downside much and much more. So definitely looking pretty bearish. We are coming near the end of the year, so volatility will come down even more, which means that there will be more fake outs, there will be more fuckery going on, so we have to be careful with taking new positions. Definitely not an area to overtrade in my opinion, but there will still be opportunities, guys. Okay, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Twitter, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure to smash up the like button. And I will see you guys on Monday's video. Ciao!